Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about FOIP or Face over IP and Faceware, everything we know about it in regards to its integration with Star Citizen. FOIP in this context is the native real-time facial tracking for your character in Star Citizen via a webcam. It's been made possible by the collaboration between Faceware and CIG and was first shown integrated in Star Citizen's Gamescom 2017 presentation, but as early as 2013 in Wingman's Hangar it was shown as something that Star Citizen would eventually feature in the game. The bulk of the Faceware integration was actually done a month or two leading up to Gamescom, though the actual back-end tech and everything had been built for years. How does this all work then? It tracks dots on your face that you've effectively preset. These basically are landmark points unique to your face and the individual's face who's calibrated it, and then the software translates that and is able to map it in real time to your character's face in-game. If you turn your head too far away or something gets in front of the camera, then it's going to disable that tracking until it can get a clear shot again. This will actually make sure that you don't do something really weird on front of your camera, or if you're eating or got a spoon in front of your face or something. It's not a replacement to facial animation, but an addition to it, allowing players to drive their character's face in a more immersive way. The system tracks mouth, blinks, eyes, eyebrows, nose, cheeks, scalp, and facial muscles as well. It also integrates full head tracking natively too, so you can pretty much use any webcam for easy head tracking in the future as well. It's obviously meant to be used with VoIP or voice over IP. That's coming as well natively to Star Citizen, and I believe the intention too is to have VoIP lip driven via audio assisting or as an alternative to FOIP. It's all done in real time, and the mapping and levels of detail work at quite long range as well. You're going to be able to see someone in a sniper scope, you'll be able to see them talking to another player potentially. Faceware have been working with CIG for several years. In addition to the FOIP feature, CIG uses their analyzer and retargeter software in animation within Star Citizen and with Squadron 42. They've also been looking at VR integration. They've worked with Oculus since 2014, and Faceware are interested in social titles within VR. They keep on looking at that sort of stuff, and it kind of aids them in their progress with their FOIP integration and their future thinking with VR. FOIP is calibrated and trained, as I said earlier, on a specific person's face. This minimises issues even if multiple people are in a frame. They use a motion logic, which is an aesthetic set of rules that ensures the animation will automatically try to always look correct when applied to the character's rig. It does a lot of calculations to try and make that character rig look driven in a realistic manner. Every character created in Star Citizen will eventually have its own unique runtime rig, created dynamically during character creation. It may not always do exactly what you're doing, but they can easily make sure that your character's face doesn't, for example, explode if you're eating or drinking water. It's going to be quite sensible. It's going to try and drive it realistically, and they're going to keep on making improvements. The Uncanny Valley is something obviously that they have to try and overcome. This is where stuff looks a bit odd or can repulse you by looking almost human but not quite human, and you can identify stuff as being a bit odd when it comes to facial features of computer game characters. The FOIP being developed by Faceware for Star Citizen is certainly aimed at creating more believable motion and high-quality social interactions and environments. CIG and Faceware will continue to make improvements and better integrate the system. They are improving the way they deal with actual real hair, beards and glasses on the cameras to ensure that they don't cause any issues for the system and generally improve the overall quality, allowing more types and different looking people to use it with less issues. And they're obviously looking at the VR, they're looking at better head and eye tracking in general as well. You'll be able to mute FOIP in-game as well, so that obviously if you're eating or if you don't want it on for some reason, because it could be you're on the phone or whatever, it will be off by default as well, so you don't have to worry about when you turn on Star Citizen in the future at release, it won't just automatically track you. No data will be recorded by your camera for any form of marketing or anything either. So Faceware had their own specific webcam for this as well, so we'll talk about that. The integrated FOIP tech in Star Citizen will work with almost any consumer webcam, but for best results they recommend high-resolution 60 frames per second cameras. Faceware will have their own product designed specifically for Star Citizen and the FOIP use, which is a 1080 60 frames per second camera, which can be used as a webcam as well. It will be more accurate for tracking and better for lip syncing is the idea. The sensor works in a low-level light as well. They use a single-user FOV for a more detailed facial capture as well compared to normal webcams. They have a high-res lens on the product, and it's likely that the camera will give the best possible experience for FOIP. But the price and how much better it is compared to something like the Logitech C920 remains to be seen, and we will heavily look around to see what's got kind of the best option there for diminishing returns and things. Afterthought, so will people use it? Players that already have cameras will be able to take advantage of FOIP effectively for free. Only players that don't have a webcam or wanting to get the best possible experience with the Faceware FOIP cam would need to buy anything extra at all. But the idea of buying a webcam for someone else's enjoyment is odd. You've got to remember, this isn't being bought to improve your system. This is being bought so that others get to enjoy your face looking better or more emotive, which is an interesting thing in itself. But there are some, I suppose, some possible other uses for FOIP, or some of the ones that you use in-game anyway. So in-game coverage of events for content creators and that sort of stuff. You'd have your character there doing newscasts, be able to talk to camera with a much more emotive face. For role-player orgs, it's going to be really, really important, obviously having that much more immersive experience. General better immersion. I can attest to gestures and expressions in VR games, really adding to the fun and experience of that whole VR multiplayer thing. So FOIP takes that kind of to the next level. Machinima videos as well, the ability to drive characters' faces allows for some great video potential. It's a great idea. It's certainly not essential for Star Citizen, but it is going to add to the immersion, and for some people, it's really going to add that next level of social immersion. And a lot of people are going to be playing this like they would be playing WoW and some of those other quite grindy, I suppose, or big social MMOs, and Star Citizen's going to be that big social hub for a lot of people. We're going to find out a lot more about FOIP and voice over IP as well on October the 27th at CitizenCon. Every month we give away a ship. For October it's a Constellation Aquila with an Urza rover and a P-52 snubcraft. All you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen content during that month. Do you have any questions about the news, about Alpha 3.0, about FOIP and VoIP, or about Star Citizen's development in general? Chuck them down below. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the link to Patreon downstairs as well. Oh, down below, not the stairs. I don't know what I'm talking about. As well as everything else we've talked about below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.